Gotcha.
Opportunity, promotion, blah, blah. You know, those are just words.
Words. All I have to offer is words. Just words.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
All right, so first things first. I have not had time to rehearse shit or do any research or anything, and other than setting up this entire place. So,
which is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Shout out to you.
Thank you.
the only thing I've been doing this entire week has been washing. What is the stone called? Washa
stone.
I've been because I don't want y'all to take any pictures of me with a double neck situation. I refuse to do fucking sit-ups, so I've been doing that shit. And every morning with a little bit of rose hip oil, I've been like doing all that.
Yo, Raji, but I don't even think my mic is on. My mic is on?
Your mic is not on? Y'all hear us? I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Ron G, FYI, sit-ups is not for the neck. I don't know where the fuck you got that from, but
situation. I don't know. So that's why we're freestyling a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a whole bit, the whole shit.
I mean, that's our whole show. We freestyle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Arturo, most importantly, thank you, brother.
Yes.
Because, you know, I really never got into theater. I feel like it's not advertised or really promoted to people in my demographic. There's no fucking hookah. Let me stop.
Yeah. I mean, there is.
But I think that allows me the opportunity to ask you what was your inspiration, your motivation to get into theater.
Wait, we're just starting?
People? Yeah, I think we're starting.
I can introduce him.
We're going straight ahead like that.
I was going to introduce him.
All right, so wait, we should introduce.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
So you see, this is the problem with me. I'm over here talking about my neck. Make sure that y'all get me with the right angle and shit. One picture, I hit him with the... No, it's like everybody's picture's perfect. Anyways, all right, so babe, you know what? You do the intro.
Yes,
all
yeah.
Right, so
I was writing the intro on the train yesterday around 9:30, and I hopped onto the express. I was sitting down, I was writing the intro, thinking about it deeply, and across from me was an old lady, and she was like looking around, and we made eye contact, and she's like, everyone's on their phones, and she was absolutely terrified. And I was like, I'm working. I'm actually doing work right now. Anyway, and this was during the earthquake.
This random lady just spoke to you out loud?
Yeah, because I made eye contact with her.
That's the worst thing you could do on the train.
I know. But
worst thing.
This was during the earthquake that I came to find out a couple minutes later after you texted me.
Shout out to Dre. He was getting a shape up while the earthquake happened. So this motherfucker got a haircut. I had to go bald.
Show it.
I was like, yo, bro, just cut it all off. I'm not paying for this haircut.
Oh my god.
So he fucking texted me and he's like, yo, they fucked up my shape up, so I'm now wearing a hat. Which you probably would have done anyways. Anyways, go ahead, continue.
Okay, so anyways, just wanted to share that side story.
And not sure why that happened, I apologize.
All good. So we met when we went to school, which was a few years ago at this point, and we went to the Yale School of Drama, a fact that I am very proud of. And we only worked on one show together there.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
I'm gonna cue all of y'all.
We connected through El Colectivo, which is the Latino group at the Yale School of Drama, where anyone who identified as Latino, we got together and we just spent time together because you had to, in the sense that you had to do it as self-care because it's a very, very white institution, and you had to process that experience through some way. And one of the best ways to process it at the time was to be in community with other Latinos in that program. So that is where I crossed paths with you. And since then, I feel like we have struck a friendship. And you've always been someone that, since I met you, you've exuded this really beautiful energy, this really welcoming and warm energy, and I've always been drawn to that, and grateful that we've been able to connect past school and work together professionally, and here you are today. So all that to share now, Arturo comes to us as an actor, and a very talented actor at that. he is someone who, when we've worked together and I have to see run after run after run of a show, you are someone that I can see over and over and over again and never get tired of it. You bring something new each time you perform the same words, the same movements, the same staging. You bring something new to it. So I never get tired of seeing you on stage. And then on top of that, you are also a very talented playwright. And you had a piece produced off Broadway that I had the honor to work on, Ni Mi Madre, and it was a beautiful one-person, one-woman, one-man show about your mother, Waithe. And that was such a beautiful piece. And again, just watching that piece day in, day out during previews, it moved my heart each time. So it was always fresh, it was always new, always beautiful. So all that to share. Our guest tonight is Arturo Luiz Soria.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And it also just feels so appropriate. I just love that you were writing my intro like at 9:30 on the train, and like some vieja like looked at you. Like that oddly feels really appropriate to like write me an intro with some like vieja being like, "Mira que tú haces allí."
88, and you write me an intro next time. Yeah. Bro, that show was amazing.
Well, an earthquake has to happen for it to be good.
I'm like, do you talk about me like that on occasion?
All the time.
I don't know how to feel. So now can I ask my question?
Yeah, you can ask your question now.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to get into theater, right? Like, is that your primary, because you're a playwright, and I saw your show, Ni Mi Madre, fire. And my bad, yeah. Does anybody here know what an OBIE is? Nobody knows what an OBIE is. Cool. Oh,
it's an award. It's an award.
Yeah. Oscars of theater. Woo woo. Yeah.
Yo, OBIE apparently is Oscar's friend, and he was the one that did the theater guy. And so it's like the prestigious award of theater. And I didn't know that until it came like in a nice little thing for you. And I'm super proud to not only have seen your show, but know that you also costume designed it. And I was just super excited. And I do say that in a very like humbling way, because prior to crossing paths with you and even sharing, what you're doing in real, you're making money with this shit. It's not because we out here doing hobbies. This is a hobby today, by the way. Everything y'all here with.
For now.
And you're bringing something that you're introducing me to a whole nother world. And when I'm there, prior to crossing paths with you, I'm like, oh, this shit is boring. But now that I see all the detail, the work, and everything that goes into it, with you, Arturo, when I met your mother, because it was an entire play about his mother. My man, just to give you a little idea of what it is, and at least how I interpreted it.
Yeah, please.
It was a one-person show, and I am using person because we want to be correct, right? But my man's here, and then that's when I fuck it up.
That's perfectly fine.
Yo, he did an entire show from what he saw through like your mother's lens, right? And I just thought it was so beautiful. I was like, damn, I should start talking to my moms a little bit more. No?
Yeah.
But you shared so many perspectives of her life, and I think what you interpreted through, I'm assuming your conversations and all that kind of stuff, but the way it was recreated, it gave me an entirely different view on how, what theater was, because while you're there, the music, the scenery, the sounds of the ocean, the beach, from Brazil, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So let's give it up to Brazil. We out here. What was that?
I said, isso aí, cara.
Ah, he said, yeah, that's what's up.
That should sound like Spanish. And all that to share is that all the work that I've seen you guys do, if it can keep my brain engaged, I'm like, that shit is fire. Because my attention span's a little fucked, by the way. I don't know about y'all, but I've seen y'all on your phone most this evening, so I'm gonna say nothing. But so my going back to my original question, like, what was your inspiration as a creative storyteller to use theater as that vehicle? Because and then also to arch on Ni Mi Madre, what inspired you to share that story?
Yeah, I mean, I started when I was a kid. I got into theater when I was a kid. It was like, I think I did some play like in kindergarten or some shit. And it was like, I played the big bad wolf. My mother and I are like, we have an argument about whether I played the chicken or I played the big bad wolf. I was obviously the big bad wolf.
Wait, there was a chicken in that story?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, just the three little pigs.
That's what I'm saying. Where did the chicken come from?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember the chicken.
But that leads me to Ni Mi Madre. You know what I'm saying? That moment leads me to writing a play about this woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the shit that comes out of her mouth was just too good to not write down. You know. So that's what I did. I really feel like in some ways more
like you started writing in kindergarten?
No.
That's a long play.
But that's when I started acting like her. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started imitating her. Yeah. So I got into it. I got into theater when I was young, and it was like, you know, it was my passion. It was something that I was good at, something that I enjoyed doing. I was not one to play sports. You know, I was very like, I was expressive. I was hyper as a kid, you know, and so theater was my outlet. And I did it all through high school. I started when I was in like 6th grade, something like that, middle school, and then I did it in high school. I did the school plays, and then I moved on to college for it. And then I was working professionally with it, and I started writing Ni Mi Madre. I actually had to do this stand-up comedy routine in high school for like some audition. And I was like, and listen, my mom is a character.
Do you remember one joke?
Yeah, I'm about to get there.
It's
just the same joke that I've been telling for like the last 20 years.
So it works.
Yeah, it works, exactly. And it's the start of the play. You know, so yeah, I mean, my mom she's a character, and she was, you know, and she's a lot, you know, she's a lot of energy, and she's always like, I always wanted to be an actor. You know, with Meryl Streep, that was her dream, to be Meryl Streep. And I'm like, you just don't get paid for it. You should just go get paid for it. You know, so anyway, I remember I had to do this like stand-up routine in high school, and I was like trying to make jokes or whatever. And like my opening joke, which became the opening of Ni Mi Madre, which I've been working on forever, is just like, you know, this woman, she walks into the kitchen, and she's listening, and she's dancing around and to share, and it's just like, do you believe in love after love? And then she goes, oh, I love Madonna, and that became the opening line of, you know, Ni Mi Madre, because like that's my mom, like, you know, she's always like, oh, the Phantom of the Opera is my favorite, and then she'd be like, Aquarius, and you're like, mommy, that is not from the Phantom of the Opera, that's from Hair. Oh, I love that one too. You know, it's like, what are you talking about? Because, you know, it's like, anyway, she's, you know, that's her sort of like, you know, so it was just, she's funny, you know, and she's this like.
Just for y'all to know, the first song is by Cher. No, I'm just
If y'all didn't know.
This crowd knows all that.
So that's where I started in theater, and I started doing that, and then I started to write. Probably I started to really form that play in college.
So how did you break it down to your mom that you're gonna write a whole play about?
Oh yeah, how did,
like it was over dinner. How did that go?
I didn't tell her.
Oh shit!
No,
surprise!
Did she find out opening day?
No. So I started this in undergrad. I started writing this play in undergrad. It was for a solo performance class. You had to like write about your family, and I knew I came from a crazy family. Look, my mom is Brazilian Italian, raised in Brazil, then moved to Italy, raised in Italy, and then moved to the States. My dad is from Ecuador, but born in Spanish Harlem and raised in Brooklyn, and they split when I was really young. And she got remarried to my stepdad, who's from Dominican Republic. He's from La Capital. Yeah. You know, that's the
They always come back. They always come back
all day. Yeah. So that's the culture that you know I was raised in. Really was that culture, and my mom, she sort of like quickly adopted, you know, that culture too, and Brazil sort of became this like hidden secret. Like she didn't want to talk about it, you know. She would be like, no, I'm Italian, I'm European, but speak like a Dominican, you know. You're like, what? So it's come back confusing. And then so that was like this, like,
Italian,
you know,
that speaks Dominican.
Yeah. Very weird. And then, you know, like, and you know, my stepdad, he was married prior to a Puerto Rican, and so my younger brother's Puerto Rican. So our family is very mixed. You know, we got Puerto Rican, Dominican, Ecuadorian, Dominican, Italian, right? And when we all got together, it was very very, very loud. It was loud.
I can't imagine those parties.
Yeah, you know, we
get
out in
the
public
food
and we're
alone.
talking and people are like, why are you yelling at each other? We're not. This is just family dinner. Like, actually, I'm saying it with love. I don't like your food, you know, like, you know. So that's
Respectfully.
yeah, that's how respectfully. Not even that word didn't exist.
I know. I was like, that doesn't sound
Respectfully,
proper.
I respect you. You live here. That's respect. You know, like, so that's the way we were raised. So it's like, you know, so it was just too funny not to write down. You know, I was like, I gotta write this stuff down. So I started to write it down. So I was in. To your point, I was in college. We had to do this little performance. I started to do this. I started to improvise it. And I was doing it from my perspective, me trying to tell my story. It was like kind of funny. Not really. But then one day I got so tired. I said, fuck it. I put on a dress and I came into the classroom and with my journals and all my things and I put them on the table and I just became my mother. And I became my mother talking about me. And I became my mother talking about me and my childhood. And then I became my mother playing her, reading my journals that I wrote about her. So it became this like mind fuck, you know? And that's when it became scary. That's when it became really scary. And that's when it became funny. And that's when the character left off the page. And I just quickly realized that there was no space for me in this play. You know, it was clearly her play. And I was just there to report, you know? And so when we taped it and I finally brought it home the very first time and I showed my family, my siblings cracked up, my cousins cracked up, like my papa, everyone started laughing. And my mom just like, she was laughing too, but then quickly was like, that's not me. That's a character you created.
She refused.
But then the next day would give me notes and be like, I actually would have said it like this. And I was like, but I thought this wasn't you. And she's like, it's not. But the character you created would have said it like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very funny. Yeah.
It was amazing to meet your mother, by the way. And I think opening night she was there, but it was
She's
amazing.
a trip, yeah. And it was her birthday, so it all became about her. And after the shows, people congratulate her as if she just performed it. I'm over there sweating, like cannot breathe, and everyone's like, "You were wonderful," and she's like, "Thank you," you know, very modestly. Yeah.
You also got, and just to paint a different picture too. It was like right after like restrictions of COVID loosening up.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things because I don't know what. She's on a much more mature side. She's a doña, right? Yeah. And you got to be mindful. Like in that period of time too. Who am I hugging? Who am I saying hi to? And I wanted to be like, oh man, that story is so fire. She's like, tell me more. She's just like hugging me. I'm like, all right, cool, man. We about this. Like, meanwhile, because it's theater community, everybody's giving me the fucking elbow thing, and I'm like, coño, aquí me quedé. So everybody's like, hey man, 6 feet, stand over there. And this woman's like, no, baby, tell me everything that you loved about it.
Listen, she lives in Miami. She quickly adopted the no mask, no COVID. She's like, Papi, it doesn't even exist here. It does. It literally does.
I have to say, I got starstruck during one of your previews because I was in the back. And these two women walk in, and it happened to be Lena Waithe and Cynthia Erivo. Yeah. And I was like, what? Yeah. They came to see your show. Yeah. What was that like? What were they doing there? I read that you were a part of Lena Waithe's mentorship program. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I had gotten actually... right at the start of 21, I had gotten, what did you say? I can't say I booked it. I didn't book it. I got accepted. There you go. It takes a minute. I got accepted into...
Formulate words.
Yeah, thoughts, right. Just words. Just words. Nobody cares. I got accepted into Lena Waithe's... Hillman Grab. It was the inaugural class. They were doing a mentorship program for acting, producing, and writing. And I got accepted into the writing program, so I went to write my first TV show. And I had never written for TV or film before, and I was learning. So that's how I met Lena, and she would come and she would give feedback and stuff, and I met everybody, and then I booked, I booked Ni Mi Madre. They offered me a slot to do an off Broadway world premiere, which was amazing, and it was a dream come true, and thank you. So yeah, that came along, and then Lena and Rishi, who is her producing partner, and Cynthia Erivo, they were in the city at the time, and so they had coordinated. I didn't even know they were there. They had coordinated to come see the show, which was amazing, and to support. And I remember like stepping out on stage and like because it's a small theater, it's like no
About
bigger
the
than
size,
this,
no?
and I can see to the back. And I'm looking at the back of the theater, and I'm like, is that, oh shit, like in the middle of the thing, I'm like, that's Cynthia Erivo, that's Lena Waithe. And so it was cool. They were super complimentary afterwards. They loved the show. And I just remember like Cynthia just like immediately grabbed me and gave me this big hug, and she just like would not let go. And I was like, all right, we in this. I love you too, I keep hugging, And she just gave me like a big hug, and she just was, like, that was amazing. That like, thank you for that. Like, it was beautiful, and Lena was super complimentary too. And so, yeah, I mean, like, props to them for coming out and supporting, because it's hard,
I'm looking at Dre's eyes, and he doesn't know any of those names.
Yeah, that's true. That's true who they are.
It's not the names. It's that light is right on. It might look like I'm thinking, but I'm squinting.
but at the same time, remind me who those people are.
That too, though. That too. So
I was trying to divert it to you, but talk to me like I'm two.
Cynthia Erivo, she was in The Color Purple on Broadway. She won a Tony Award for that.
All right.
She's a big time actor.
She's in the new Wicked.
She's in the new Wicked, the movie coming out.
Oh, in the movie,
yeah.
the man.
She plays Elphaba.
Nigga, y'all all knew who she was. Now I know.
She played Harriet Tubman in the movie, nominated for the Oscar.
She a big deal.
She's big time.
Man, so she made time to see your shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was really amazing. And then Lena Waithe is, she did Master of None and won the Emmy Award for writing. And she created The Shy on TV. And so,
that's right.
Yeah, and so she's a big time producer, writer, and actor as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew who they were. I was just asking them.
Yeah.
You ain't know who they were. You throwing it on me.
I was asking for Dre. and the crowd, too. We have a crowd.
Yeah. They did costumes for Ni Mi Madre, which was amazing. And she built this beautiful dress.
Oh, my God,
and,
that dress.
And working with you was like super organic and easy. And especially in a process like that where it's so like tense. It's like Haydee came in and was just always like easy. And she's like, hey, what are we working on today? Okay. And how would you like this to be? And yeah, let's work on that. Okay, let's do this. Like, it was just so like, it just flowed,
I'm glad you felt that way.
Yeah. And I thought it was beautiful, yeah.
It's easy working with you. And the dress, it's a dress that looks very easy and you wear it very easy. It wanted to be easy, but actually it took a lot of steps to make it easy. It took a lot of work to do that. So,
yeah.
Y'all only worked on one show together?
No, we worked on three.
Three, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The last one was Wet Brain.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah. So
I think they know about Wet Brain.
Y'all got an OB, right?
So y'all got an OB together. Y'all got an OB together.
I got an OB.
Yes,
for that one.
for design, yeah. And Dustin, the director, got an OB.
Yeah.
And John, I think, got an OB, yeah.
And now it's up for the Lucille Ortel, which is another prestigious theater award. Yeah. I did not get nominated, but that's okay.
Neither did I. It's all good.
We're very happy for our colleagues that got nominated. So,
incredibly proud of them. It was a fantastic production.
It was.
It was just like even just design wise, such like a heavy lift, and I just love that company and that team so much. It's
a heavy show, and your role is. I mean, all the roles are pretty heavy. Yeah. But I feel like you had a particularly heavier role out of the children's.
Yeah, it was quite heavy. Yeah. It was very tough, and that was an important play for me to do just personally, and that meant getting to be able to do that and work through my own shit. And I think that's something beautiful we get to do as actors and artists is we get to bring our humanity to these roles. It's the way we bring them to life, right? I can't go up there and not bring myself to this role, you know, because then it would be false, and you all would be like, that's bullshit, that's fake, I don't want to see that, right? But it's when actors and artists and people bring their humanity to it, then when everybody gets to feel something, and that was really important for me, that play. And so, like, I felt like I won the award getting to be in it, you know, more than anything,
Also, speaking on humanity, this is a tangent thought, but there's been a lot of conversation in general about AI and how, you know, there's talks of how AI is going to take over everything, et cetera, even in the arts, right?
Bots will be advertising to bots.
For real, but I think the more, like, the more humanity that we continue doing in our work, whether it's here in the podcast or on the stage or in the writing that we do, I think that is a protection against the bots in the end.
Oh, shit, damn, you're trying
because there was a moment, or no, it was in a first rehearsal a week or so ago, and the social media manager, he said something that stuck with me, and he's like, I am here to capture your humanity and spread it out to the world, because that's what sells and that's what gets tickets.
Shout out to him.
Oh, you're right. Humanity. It's our humanity. So, yeah.
What do you do to prepare yourself before you head on stage? Because right now I'm shitting bricks, right? And I know when you're on stage, there's a lot more people there. So there's some things that you do to help you before when you're lines or something like that?
Yeah, I feel like ritual is important, right, for me. And it's like, and ritual doesn't have to be, you know, religion, right? And ritual is like whatever we do, like your morning ritual. I get up and I make a cup of coffee. That's my ritual in the morning, you know.
Bustelo?
You know, I do love me some Bustelo.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you right now, I'm drinking some Costa Rican coffee.
Oh shit!
Okay.
It's all right. I know. I feel a little guilty about it. But you know,
it's okay. You can always go back to
I love Bustelo like anybody else. But I gotta be honest with you. It's like I can only do it like, you know, every once in a while, because that shit fuck up my stomach. It does. That is pure acid.
Well, clearly you're not a brand ambassador.
Pure gas. It's pure gas.
It's just like, and listen, no disrespect. I love it, and I love what it does for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I
don't know who they are, man.
Right? And I do, and I love it. And there's nothing like it taste-wise. I'm like, this is delicious. But I also really like my body, you know? I can't do it every day.
You gotta cut it with the milk, bro. You can't drink
Oh,
that
I
shit
do it
black.
with the. I do it like I bring over. I got a whole machine. I got an espresso machine. I steam that shit every day. You know, it's part of my ritual. You know.
Okay, got you.
So ritual is what I. You know, it's like I make practices for myself, and every actor has different rituals for how they get in and out of things, and every process is different too. So like my ritual for Wet Brain was different than my ritual for Ni Mi Madre, different than my ritual for other plays. Like, I guess it depends on what the part demands of me. You know, sometimes like going for a comedic part, it requires me to be looser and funnier and to be you know, and then, you know, drama, I need to be able to like also stay open but vulnerable, and also like, you know, allow the sort of vessel to like, you know, be open so that like the spirit can move through me, you know. So it's like different things, you know. But it's like so like you know, yoga, a little bit of stretching, warming up the voice, the body, walk, you know. Like I do listen to a lot of music. What? I do listen to a lot of music, and I build playlists for each of my roles. You know, the music is different because it's like that character would listen to something different, or something might get me into a different vibe than something else. Or, you know, I journal depending. Like with the Wet Brain, I journaled actually a lot before every show. I like wrote. I wrote letters. You know.
Who did you write them to?
To different characters.
Oh wow! Have you read them since?
Fine.
I have
that
not.
time?
I don't even know where they are.
Damn.
You don't know where they are?
No, that's such a good question.
You should go read
back.
them.
It might be triggering, but
yeah. I wanted to share when you're speaking about ritual during Wet Brain. You know, when as a costume designer, when we're in tech, sometimes I have to share a new item to actors, and so you go and knock on the door. Hi, how are you? I have something to do, like something new to try on you. Yeah. So each time I came to visit you, I loved it because it would be like this cave. Yeah. It would be dark, and he would have these candles set up everywhere, and you would have this beautiful music playlist, and there would be just a calm energy in the space, and then the yoga mat would be out. So
you got the vibes.
It was like a warm cave. Yeah. Visiting you.
Anybody out here walking around with yoga mats?
No yoga. Cool. No yoga.
Forget that shit.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all missing out on.
Yo, yeah, apparently y'all fucking up.
I mean, you know, like the yoga mat is just really like I don't do yoga every day, you know, but like, you know, it's like there to like, when I look at it, I'm like, I should go stretch, you know. It's an invitation, you know, for my body to go.
I got 4 of them shits in the crib.
Yeah.
In every corner.
You have to unroll them.
To use them.
You have to roll them out, you know.
To use them. I'm like, when?
You just keep collecting them. They collect dust, you know.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh my God, please. Jesus Christ.
It's a fucking earthquake yesterday. How we going to ask questions?
You're right.
I don't know. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do we all see humanity in 10 years? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, with the bigger paycheck, that'd be nice.
Yeah. All of us.
Yeah, for everybody, you know. That'd be nice.
We need to manifest thought into words for intention.
Yeah, exactly.
When I say just words, nobody cares, by the way. The name of that title is because when we're having meaningful conversation and we come together like what we're doing today, apparently it's just words, nobody cares. Yeah. But when we do dumb ratchet shit, apparently everybody fucking pays attention. Yeah. So that's the significance behind the title and the name of Just Words, Nobody Cares. It's like, it's supposed to be an ironic take on it, but nobody ever gets that shit, so I'm just explaining right now.
No, I'm glad you explained it because I was curious, and I think that's a really good explanation.
Now we're gonna make shirts that explains the whole shit.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Before every episode.
Before every episode, we're gonna explain the whole shit.
I'm gonna fucking sell shirts with a whole mission statement.
Please do.
So bigger
10 years.
10 years. Okay, so no, for real is like I hope. I mean, like I have been very fortunate that in the last 5 or plus years. I mean, since I've been able to make a living as an artist, and I'm that's
a fucking win.
That is
for real. That's a fucking win.
And I feel incredibly grateful and privileged to be able to do that because that's not everybody's existence, and it took time to get there, right? And it's not always sure. You're not always on solid ground. You're all artists. It's not always solid ground. It's like you're always thinking ahead. But what I want to be in 10 years is I'd like to be further along in my career, be able to like continue to, actually I'm gonna steal like a friend's. When I asked him a similar question, he's like, I want to make dope shit, I want to do dope shit, and I want to like spend time with my people and do it with them.
Oh yeah.
And that seems like the best thing that you can do is like, I want to continue to create, and I hope I'm creating. I want to, continue to go on adventures. I just did scuba diving for the first time.
Oh, right.
And like, it's been on my bucket list for like 20 years, and I was like, fuck, I'm
Wait, how old are you?
I'm up there.
A lady never tells.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Como 27, no?
No, I don't. I'm in my late 30s,
Don't worry, I'm there too.
Yeah, exactly. We good. But you can still cast me young. That was for the casting directors out there listening. That's what I want. Is I want to continue to like create stuff, be able to like pay my bills, to be able to take care of my family, and to like just continue to like be inspired by like the world, by people, by community. Like like I said, went scuba diving. That shit opened up my eyes. Like it really opened up my eyes to like a whole other fucking world that's just like sitting underneath us, literally, but also just like perspective wise. It's like when you're underwater, like the number one rule is to don't stop breathing.
Yeah.
That's like, you think it's counterintuitive. You're underwater. You gotta hold your breath. No, they're like, never stop breathing. And you're like, that's like a good life lesson, when you're like, when you feel like you're drowning and you're sinking, just keep breathing,
And don't panic. Don't panic.
Don't panic. And don't panic. You've been
fucking YMCA classes have you been taking?
He's like, I do swim lessons.
He said, don't panic. What was that example?
That's true.
Flailing arms.
It's funny. It really changed. That phrase is like, I was talking to my partner and he was like, I feel like I'm treading water. And I said, babe, but you just learned how to swim underwater.
Oh shit!
Like you literally just like, why are you working so hard to keep your head above the water? Why don't you just sink a little bit? Swim around, enjoy the view. I was like, never stop breathing. Like the two, like you said, the two most important rules: never stop breathing and don't panic.
Don't panic.
And then you just know that eventually you will rise. And when you rise, you must rise slowly.
Drop a bomb.
It's
You
true.
know? You gotta rise slowly. You gotta
Drop a
rise
fucking
slowly.
bomb.
You gotta take a safety stop before you like come out of the water again.
Oh, but you went like scuba diving.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about
mask,
we
the
were
mask.
60 feet under.
You had the air tank in the
the
back?
air tank and everything.
Oh, I was thinking, that's snorkeling.
Snorkeling. No.
I'll give it to you.
Someone
That's
has
that
been
fake shit. That's that
scuba
fake
diving.
shit. Nobody go snorkeling, bro. Nobody go fucking
Why you over
snorkeling.
here applauding that shit? It's
Yeah,
a participation
snorkeling.
trophy shit.
You don't even go
My
all the way
man had
under
a
the
whole
water.
wetsuit. God damn.
You don't even go all the way under the water snorkeling, bro. Fuck out of here with that shit.
That's snorkeling.
He was
Snorkeling. He was at the Y snorkeling. That's a fact.
snorkels, bro.
Y'all don't snorkel?
Nobody snorkels, bro.
Does anyone know how to snorkel?
Yeah, because
can never figure it out.
a veces the water comes up a little bit and
Exactly.
gets into the
Oh,
water.
man.
Yeah. But you see, that's
And what happens? And you wild out. And you see, yeah, bro.
But that's the other thing. You learn how to clear your mask
Yeah.
underwater so you can see again. So
Yeah.
it's just like, don't tread water. Just come down, sink a little bit, and you
Yeah.
get back up, That's it.
My bad. I clearly confused all that shit.
All that
Got it. Oh man. Any other life lessons you want to drop?
Please.
Because I'm over here learning quite a
The
bit.
life lessons I got. I don't know. Brush your teeth, man.
Always
good floss.
Self-care, floss every
It's a good
day.
floss. I should follow that advice too. I should floss more every day.
What are you working on with your writing right now?
I got a couple writing projects coming up actually. So I'm adapting a book to film.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
What
so,
book?
It's called.
applause,
I feel like, am I allowed to say it in
Oh,
public?
I don't know.
I feel like
Have you signed an NDA?
I feel like I gotta like double check if I could do like the reveal. Anyway, I'm adapting a book to film, which is a learning process, like a huge learning curve. My first feature writing experience, learning that.
Congratulations.
So it's cool. Thank you. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's been exciting. I've been learning a lot. It's been a lot of work, but it's been really exciting. And I love it. I love like, writing is like a solo sport. You're just like fighting it out with yourself. But, there are days where I'm like, ooh, I distract myself too much, and then I got to go back in there. And then there are days where you're like, oh, I'm in the flow. Nobody talk to me. Do not talk to me, And then I have a couple plays that I'm trying to get developed as well. A play I wrote called Novios, which is about restaurant kitchen workers. And then I'm working on a companion piece, another solo show. Hopefully working it out with Rattlestick again. They commissioned it.
Oh, that's
It's called Sin Padre, and it's a companion piece to NI Mi Madre, but it's another solo show. Yeah,
That's fire.
So a couple
That's
writing
awesome.
projects. like that.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Bomb.
It seems like what we should be doing in life is taking all of our childhood traumas and make it
Hey, listen.
Because what the fuck am I doing here? They're talking about happy shit. No, mira. Every time I talk about my aunt, she got like this factory worker voice, and I'm like, pero mira. So I think that's gonna be my story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, playwrights have been writing about their family since forever. Like you got to write about what inspires you, what you know. And it's like, I always say this. Here's my life lesson: is that I'm always talking about this. Is everything else is like, I don't feel like it's enough to just see ourselves reflected on screen or on stage as Latinos. We need to hear ourselves reflected as well in our language, in our rhythm, in our because I get tired of seeing plays about Latinos that are fully in English, that are like have this that's not the rhythm that we speak at. We don't speak English like that even. We speak hybrid language. We speak Spanish, we speak Spanglish, we speak different dialects of Spanish. And it's and if you write your tia, you're giving not only her the opportunity to be seen, but you're giving all the other tias the opportunity to be seen in your portrayal of her, whether it's fictional or not fictional. But she gets to arrive at the theater or that's how I always thought about it. It's like, I want my abuela, I want my papi, I want my dad, I want my mom, I want them to arrive, I want my people to arrive at the theater and immediately go, that's me, or that's my family, that's them, you know? And hear it. And you don't gotta translate it. Fuck that.
You don't. I agree with you.
You don't have to translate it. People will get it.
We saw Dominicana, or no, it wasn't Dominicana.
La Boriqueñas.
No, it was the show at the Tiny Space where they didn't translate it about the family in the Bronx.
Oh, Vámonos.
Vámonos. That was such a great piece.
Yeah.
They didn't translate it, and then we had Julissa on, and she shared that as a team they discussed whether they should translate it or not for the audience, and the decision was no. This is about the family on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people will get it. And if they don't get it, that's okay too. I mean, you know, our people have been walking around here not getting shit for hundreds of years. You know, because it's like, come on. Like my abuela arrived in this country and she didn't speak a lick of English, and she navigated her way to the hospital to save her mother's life. Like, she did that not understanding a whole lot. Like, but she understood enough how to get there and picked up things. The audiences will be okay. English-speaking audiences will be okay, I promise. With NI MI MADRE, we did that. We had an entire monologue in Portuguese, and I was very adamant, I'm not translating it. And we did enough English words that English-speaking audiences can get what the story was, and so they're not feel left out, but so that they understand the story. As long as they understand the story, you good. Not everything is for them. We can have some things for us too, you know? So that's important.
My was mad loud. I don't know.
Yeah,
I liked it. I felt it too.
It's for the people in the back.
Cool. All right. So, last call for words.
Last call for words. I would like to thank our brother Arturo. I'm giving you a pound. Yeah. Thank you for all your life lessons and everything. And thank you for your great story. I want to thank the audience for being so participant and showing so much love for our first live show. And I want to shout out to my team, and shout out to Rams back there too. Y'all made it an incredible situation here. And, you know, we going through earthquakes and all types of shit in our city.
The locusts are coming.
And having a moment like this with beautiful people and having great conversation and just enjoying a great environment is priceless. So enjoy.
Last words, Michael. Thank you. Thank you all so much for having me here. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate what y'all doing. I really thank you, Waithe, for all your work and friendship and years of it and continued years of it. Thank you to the audience for coming out all the way to Brooklyn.
Yeah, word up.
Yes, thank you.
And for being here. So, yeah, thank you for inviting me to be here. This has been a lot of fun. And, I mean, I'm excited. Yeah. This is the best part of my day so far.
All right.
That and the chopped cheese my sister and I ate.
My turn? Well, this was an experiment, and I hope y'all come back to the next one. But thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
for coming out. And thank you, Arturo, for being our wonderful first guest. First guest on a live show.
Yeah.
We were sitting thinking, like, who would be great to have on. And because you have such a warm, beautiful energy to you, and you are an accomplished artist as is, you were the perfect fit for this, and also hopefully for many more to come too.
Thank you.
So I look forward to seeing everything that you're going to be working on in the future and what we will work on in the future together. And my last call for words, humanity. I think I'm really wanting to embrace more humanity. That's where I'm at right now. I think I've always been there too, but just seeing all the road markers around us with the AI and everything, it's like, oh, I think that my instincts have been pretty spot on, and I think they'll continue to be spot on, and I think it's reminding myself that humanity is important. So
Beautiful.
Well, this was fun. I'm glad y'all laughed. I hope y'all enjoyed the jokes and these were all genuine. I'm sorry. Yo, you dropped so many bombs that for me, the entire time I started this project, it was quite frankly to learn people's like blueprints, and listen to how they're navigating through life. Because I used to think that everything was kind of homogenous, like, yo, if we're all in sync, it'll all fall into place and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't seem to be that. And maybe that, and I'm not being, negative about hopeful for humanity and all that kind of stuff, but there are different drives, there are different incentives, and that's okay too. And what I've learned from Just Words has been that if I don't want to hear the opposition, then do I truly believe in freedom of speech? If I'm not willing to accept a lot of other people's realities, then, what's my perspective? We all come together for different reasons, but, the ultimate goal of humanity, I believe, because the thing is that, honestly, if everybody's happy, I guess no money's being made, because then you know that you're self-satisfied, self-sufficient, and all shit is good. All this other shit is a distraction. I'm not saying that, but that's somebody else's truth. This is my truth. My truth is sharing this moment with y'all in this room. And my truth is, allowing space to hear your story when I was there, hearing an entire play that got recognized. Hey, yo, you came out in the New York fucking Times, fam. Like, that shit is real. That's not light. And when I say Just Words Nobody Cares, and I gave y'all the explanation about all of the optics of that one, when we're together, apparently it's only bad. You're a reminder and you're a shining light that, yo, we're doing a lot of beautiful things. And highlighting your mother, given all the circumstances of life, I thought was absolutely gorgeous. And so it's wild. You'll talk to people and be like, oh, I wouldn't have seen that show because you're wearing a dress, for example, right? And I'm like, yo, fuck that noise, fam. I want to hear the story. And the distraction is what's crazy to me. And the love is what I choose to cherish. And I appreciate the love that you brought tonight. I appreciate the love that Yak brought tonight and the energy. And we're here. And I'm just super fulfilled. So thank y'all all so very much. And that shit was so hard for Maggie, right? So with that said, I'm gonna drop the outro song that apparently nobody fucking hears because that nobody ever makes it to the end of the episode. But tonight,
never heard it.
But tonight we made it. Hey, yo, Jerry, thank you so much, brother.
Shout out to Jerry.
Thank y'all all so much. Yo, Coda, Mayra, right? Yeah. Yo, let's give a huge shout out to Mayra. Everybody, yo, thank y'all. This is absolute blast. Hey, who else am I missing? I'm not missing? Alberto. Oh yeah, Alberto. Yeah, I said Coda. He's the manager. But not this Alberto, not this motherfucker. Yeah, you got a fucking little nameplate thing now. Love y'all. Thank y'all very much, man. And we're gonna keep rocking for whatever time y'all wanna rock to, but thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is fun.
Dim the lights, Ram. That was code 4. We wrapped it up, man.